Hey friends, this is Derrick Broze with the Conscious Resistance Network, and it's the end of 2018, beginning of 2019. I'm looking at my calendar, and it's over. I've done a whole lot of stuff. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun this year. And today, we're just going to spend a couple of moments reflecting on 2018. I'm going to share some of my favorite memories with you guys as far as my work goes and as far as what I think that we've accomplished through the Conscious Resistance Network. And I would love to hear what your year was like. So if you want to comment below, whether you're watching this live or later, please let us know. I'd love to hear how your year went. There were some ups and downs for me financially, professionally, personally. But overall, I think it's been a great year. Lots of lessons, lots of growth, and I'm really looking forward to 2019. So let's go ahead and get into this. First off, I want to remind you guys to bookmark theconsciousresistance.com as always, because in 2019, as we back off Facebook, Google products, Amazon, Twitter, Instagram, etc., it's going to be more important than ever to come to our website every week and get our content and subscribe to our email newsletter. So, all right, let's talk about 2018. So one thing I just want to make a note of here, guys, is I appreciate your patience, because if you'll see right here, this was January 6, 2018. I broadcasted the Conscious Resistance Live episode 82. So you may be aware that I try to broadcast every week, every Friday, about 6, 7 p.m. And I was doing this fairly consistently in 2017, but 2018 has just been so busy that, as you can see, I started off the year on episode 82, and as of this past Friday, the end of 2018, I'm on episode 93. So I did about 10 episodes in a single year, but that's just because I travel more and more, and also, if Friday night comes around and it's time for me to do my live broadcast and I'm not in a good, strong emotional place, or I'm just feeling like, you know what, I don't want to do it tonight, I don't do it. I don't let myself feel, just pressured to do it if I don't feel it. So I do apologize about the inconsistency, but I'm going to continue to try to be consistent while I am home in the new year. So please look out for that. And of course, you can always find those episodes on our YouTube playlist and our website. Some other things that we got into this year include freedom cells. Now, I've started to talk about freedom cells again here at the end of the new year. Recently, I did a video about peaceful parenting, did a video about localized food production. We're going to have another video coming out this week, the first week of 2019, about freedom cells. But I started out back in January 2018. We had our first International Freedom Cell call, which was really awesome. We had about, if you watched the call, I think we had about 40 people participate, which is really amazing, from around the world. And I shared my ideas and kind of what the freedom cell concept is. We also had a second follow-up call, and I do plan to have another, which would be our third one, in January 2019. And so in the next couple of days, I'll be sending out emails on that. And freedom cells is going to become even more important to me in 2019 as I move towards, becoming more decentralized and more off-grid. So check that one out. Also, in 2018, the Freethinker House came to a conclusion. You see this video, this was posted January 12th, Freethinker House year 2, and it was the beginning of our second season, I guess you could say, of the Freethinker House. In 2017, I was living in the Freethinker House. This is the third time since 2010 that I've lived in a community space with the Houston Freethinkers activist community. In 2017, we did about 20 different videos showing our progress, growing our own food, just learning all kinds of skills, having house parties, having house events, just everything that a community space entails. And we started out year 2 at the beginning of 2018, but unfortunately, shortly after that, I just realized it was time for me to kind of move out and live on my own again. And unfortunately, the Houston Freethinkers, the community that I started in 2010, have kind of fallen to the wayside, and there's not so much activity going on anymore. So we'll see how things look in 2019. But I'm so thankful for everybody who supported me and my efforts at the Freethinker House and with the Houston Freethinkers. We also have, in 2018, you may remember this back in January, this seems so long ago, we announced the beginning of a new journalism project, which we were just calling Indie News Van. And myself, Carrie Wedler, Justin King, and Ford Fisher, along with Nick Burnaby of the Anti-Media, went to LA and Vegas to report on the Women's March in 2018, and this is for a new journalism project. I will reveal now, since I feel it's safe, that this project was actually for a reality TV show, and that's all I can say now. The project is still being negotiated, so it may still happen, and who knows, but could potentially be found on a TV near you sometime soon. But for the moment, it was just a fun time, and yeah, I'm thankful we did that. And this one, you got to go all the way back to February 2018. It seems so long ago, right? But you may remember in 2017, Ben Swan went silent, and he shut down all his social media accounts. And this year, 2018, we had the reappearance of Ben Swan. First, he did an interview with me in February, and then about a week after this, he spoke at Anarchapulco, and he's been very active this year since he coming back. In this interview right here, we actually talk about Pizzagate, his thoughts on Trump, the alt-right, Syria, and much, much more. So you can check that all out if you want to find out. And of course, everything I'm listing here is found on our website. It's found on our YouTube channel. So if you see a title that you like, just go search it on the channel and you'll find it. But yeah, we're glad to have Ben back. I know some people are like, Ben's a clone. It's not the same Ben. He's got like bleached tips and tan skin and whatnot. I don't know. Those are his personal choices. But I will say that I hope and I wish and I pray and I will push him as much as I can that Ben will dive deeper into some of the Pizzagate stuff that he talked about, because I know for me, even just when I started researching it, all kinds of people sent me information, and I guarantee you Ben has a lot of resources too, but he may be deciding not to follow up with them. So we'll see what happens. And I mentioned Anarchapulco. I got to speak at Anarchapulco for the second year in a row in 2018. Was very, very excited about that. FYI, I will be speaking in 2019 as well. And I gave this talk, which was pretty well received. I was the first speaker of the whole conference, which is kind of nerve-wracking to, be the first one to start things off. But it actually went better than I could have imagined. And it was called "Why Are All the Anarchists So Fucked Up?" And you can watch it right there on our channel. I'm very thankful for that opportunity. After Anarchapulco, I actually went to Costa Rica to speak at Envision Festival. And you can see here's one of my talks, What is Holistic Activism? Envision Fest 2018. And I will once again also be speaking at Envision after Anarchapulco. So I'm stoked on that again. On February, I'm going to be on the road again, Mexico, Costa Rica, spreading the holistic message internationally. And what I like about Envision, if you know anything about Envision, it's a transformational festival, typically maybe more left-leaning, progressive-minded, liberal people. But I get to speak to them about the issues that I care about. And wouldn't you know it, if you drop the barriers and drop the dogmas, you can actually communicate with people across party lines and across the political spectrum. It's all about the way you communicate it. Because when I communicate the message, people listen. But when you come at them with, just calling them idiots or just this sort of derogatory, judgment, you're not going to get very far. But I was very thankful for that experience, and as I said, very thankful to go back again in 2019. Super excited on that because Costa Rica is beautiful and the festival was just amazing. Another big thing that happened for me in March and April is I released my fourth book and my first book written by myself, The Holistic Self-Assessment, which, like all my other work, is free to download on theconsciousresistance.com. And beyond that, it's also available in physical form. And honestly, I think this is one of the most important works I've done. It's not specifically related to anarchism or activism, but it's generally a self-empowerment book that can help anybody, no matter what, political stripe you are. If you're just struggling and trying to, make your goals become reality, this book is for you. Check it out. I'm very thankful for everybody who contributed to it, all the people who've inspired me. I'm thankful to Carrie Wedler for helping me edit it, and for Sterling Lujan for writing the foreword to it, and to everybody who's bought it so far. So check that out, guys. And let's see what else we got. I got quite a few videos. I'm gonna try to speed through these. I'm sorry about that. But as of April, I ended my personal Facebook account. I closed down a Facebook account with about 15,000, 20,000 followers directly following me. It was a big decision. It may seem silly, but it was a big decision for me because I'd been on there for 8 years now. But I also, as I talk about in this video, just realized how it was an emotional drain on me too. So I ended my personal profile on Facebook back in April, and as of January, The Conscious Resistance is not going to be posting on Facebook anymore either. And overall, I still stand by my decision. I think it was a good move, even if there are people who say I miss you on Facebook or I don't see your posts. I think it's better for me in the long run. And speaking of that, I also did this interview along with many others on RT, talking about how Facebook was always about data collection, and that was the whole purpose of this company from the very beginning. Just in case you didn't realize that, maybe you ought to look for that one and check it out. And some other big things in 2018, I got to go to Barcelona and Portugal. I was invited by the Elevate tour, great guys, Jofi from Portugal, Porto, Portugal. I got to go visit Portugal for the first time, speak in Porto, and also go to Spain, speak in Barcelona. And I had like a 8-day trip, I think it was 9-day trip on the road in Europe, Portugal and Spain. And it was my first time ever in Europe, and it was just so beautiful, so thankful. I got to do an interview here with my friend Ryan DeSoma of Stand Up 9/11 and the Meeting of the Minds events. And yeah, just, I mean, mind blown to be able to speak internationally. And then guess what? To go there and realize, holy shit, these are people just like me from a different place in the world who care about things going on in the world and are looking for solutions. Imagine that. Surprise, surprise. Humans are humans wherever you go. Got to go clean up some of the plastic from Barcelona's beaches with my brother Daniel there. And that was great as well. Just another all-around experience. I love doing activism in other parts of the world because there's so much to do. It's not just about your own backyard, although starting locally is important. But it's cool to help out wherever you go. And just probably the biggest thing of the year is I was able to do a 52-city tour across the United States, the Liberate Your Mind tour, thanks to Bitcoin.com and Smart Cash, and of course from you guys who helped coordinate it and make it happen, and everybody who came to visit, who stopped in, you know, even from the cities where I went when there was literally 1 or 2 people because it's a small town or just because I don't have that big of a following yet. I'm thankful for you guys, and anybody I think who met us up on the tour can attest to the fact that even if you were the 1 or 2 people there, I sat down with you and I talked with you and I communicated with you because you're important to me and I value your time and your energy, and I'm so thankful for you guys. I do have a plan for a tour in 2019, much smaller, about 20 cities. We're just going to go to very specific cities where there's a lot of good activism happening or where there's some need to get things started, vice versa. You know, either good things already happening or somebody needs help getting started. And we'll spend 2 days in each city, but I'm going to need your guys' help to help me coordinate. I just can't, you know, travel 52 cities around the country unless I get funding again. And honestly, I don't want to rely on crypto funding anymore. I want to just do it myself. But in order to do that, I'm going to need your guys' help to make sure we can make that happen and we can guarantee that people are going to come. So you'll hear more about that in 2019. Thanks again to everybody who made the Liberate Your Mind tour possible. I very much appreciated it. Couldn't tell you thank you enough. And also on tour, I gave a brand new presentation called The Pyramid of Power. In this video, I kind of break down what it's about. But on tour, this presentation was a 2-hour presentation. And I do have this available on our website for those who are unaware. You can check out the Pyramid of Power presentation on theconsciousresistance.com. And I've mentioned this before that I plan to do a documentary on the Pyramid of Power, and that is going to happen in 2019. We are going to make the documentary, and it's going to be probably a 12-part documentary that goes through each part that makes up the pyramid of power, from the banking system, the corporate media, you know, military industrial complex, the medical industrial complex, all of that, all the way to the top. So I was very excited to share that because it was the first time in my career that I've actually done a deep dive and explained everything. You know, I've done this my own research, but I've never put together my own documentary, my own talk, my own essay or whatever, kind of saying here's the full spectrum picture. And I was happy to do that. And honestly, even though I was focusing on negative information, you guys responded well, so I was very thankful for that. That, you know, of course we focused on solutions at the end, but yeah, it was a lot of work, and I'm thankful that you guys listened. Also in 2018, I mean, I just got to give a shout out to our resident agorist female, the amazing Reagan Keeley, who is just a great activist all around, and we were able to connect with her last year in 2017 tour in person. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see each other in person this year on tour. We just happened to miss each other. But I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. And I know all you guys love her work. Her videos always do well. And she's out there promoting emotional healing, agorism. She's doing life coaching now and just all around good stuff. So thank you for another good year. And I look forward to seeing all of your videos in the coming year. And also, and this summer, I talked about the fact that my father, my birth father, Troy Broze, he died of a drug addiction. He finally succumbed to his drug addiction, and he died while I was on tour. So, yeah, I'm still processing that, and yeah, we'll talk more about addiction in 2019 as that becomes a bigger part of my activism, because I want to do something to keep my dad's memory alive for something positive. So stay tuned for that. We'll get all into that in the coming year. And another big development, I moved towards full-time RV life, where I'm kind of making the transition. My RV's parked outside. I used it for the tour. I'm now in the process of renovating it and fixing up the inside. And as you guys have heard me talk about recently, I'm launching an intentional community outside of the US. And so this RV is going to be a big way for me to get around, for me to travel and to live in while I'm on the road. Super excited about that. Please send me all of your RV renovation, videos. I need all kinds of ideas, and I want them. So please, if you have tips, if you've lived in an RV, if you've lived on the road for an extended period of time, as I have, but never, in an RV, and never, to the extent that I'm about to, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear your ideas. And along with living on the road, some of the things we've been dealing with more recently are censorship. This is me talking back in August while on tour about Alex Jones and Infowars being banned from Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Apple, Pinterest, and other platforms, and asking how is this going to affect the truly anti-establishment activists. And of course, we found out shortly after that when all of us were banned from Facebook and other platforms, when Anti-Media, Free Thought Project, and Cop Block and a lot of big pages were just deleted. People were shadow banned. People were demonetized. I mean, 2018 was a big year for censorship, and honestly, it killed the independent media. As you guys have heard me talk about recently, there are no more writing gigs for Activist Post, for Ben Swan, for True, Anti-Media, for Mint Press News, for The Mind Unleashed. All the different platforms that I used to write for and get paid for, they don't exist anymore because they've cut out our funding. And we have some big plans for 2019. Hopefully 2019 is going to be a big year of the return of independent media in the United States. Otherwise, it's going to end up bad. But I'll keep you guys apprised of that situation because we do have some plans. One other thing I celebrated back in August, we passed 1 million views, which is kind of cool. We still were only at 9,000 subscribers at that time, but since that time, just since August, September, October, November, December, 4 months, we've doubled our subscribers. So now we're past 20,000. We're almost to 2 million views, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So, I mean, let's just keep building. I look forward to maybe getting 100,000 subscribers in 2019. Let's make a prediction. 2019, can we push this YouTube channel past 100,000 subscribers? If I start seeing the growth, I'll do the work, I'll do the research, I'll do the content. You guys share it, you put it out there. And if it goes far, it's going to be because of both of our efforts, and we'll reach a lot of new people. So let's make that our plan in 2019. I interviewed briefly, tried to confront John Mackey of Whole Foods about Amazon's facial recognition program and his partnership with them. He didn't really want to respond to that. I was able to talk to him, but not on camera. You can check that out. I'm still trying to keep the confrontations alive. I also was able to confront John Kerry this year, as well as Christine Todd Whitman from the EPA. These people, I try to keep up my interview efforts and my confrontation efforts when they are possible. And also in 2018, we had a new content creator from Hannah. My friend Hannah came in aboard at the end of August, and Hannah is at Houston Yoga Girl. She talks about entrepreneurship, culture, SJWs, personal responsibility, yoga, health, and she's going to have plenty more content in 2019. And so thank you, Hannah, for coming aboard. It's great to work with two beautiful, amazing females who get what's going on and can kind of balance out my strong masculine energy. It's helpful, I think. Also, we really started releasing mini documentaries now. In September, we released our first mini documentary, The Modern Surveillance State. And if you haven't seen this one's only been seen about 4,000 times. And I know surveillance is kind of old hat. We're all like, yeah, we know we're under surveillance. But in this documentary, just like you've expected out of my Epstein documentary and you're expecting out of my Finders documentary, we do a deep dive, and I looked deeper into the issue. And I think I found some important information that not everybody is paying attention to. So check that one out on our playlist. Also in 2018, of course, we celebrated another anniversary of September 11th, and I, despite not being able to make it to New York for 9/11 this year, I did do an interview with Dan Christensen, journalist and founder and editor of the Florida Bulldog, and he talks all about the latest documents related to the 9/11 families and the FBI and the cover-up that continues. So please check that one out if you're interested in 9/11, because it's important, and not enough people saw that on the channel. Also 2018, what do we got here? I'm going to start moving through these. QAnon, Alex Jones, I've been trying to do my job to expose these frauds and the people who support them, whether because they are also frauds or because they're just not that critical of thinkers and they don't need credible evidence. They just go on emotion and hope and faith and wanting there to be a white hat or someone to come save the day. And this is not because I have an agenda against Alex Jones or because I'm a leftist or because I'm part of the deep state divider, QAnon, blah, blah, whatever. It's because I am a critical thinker. I'm an activist who's been doing this for going on 9 years, been working as a journalist now for 6 years, YouTuber since the beginning, and my work grows slow and steady because I report facts and I do the deep digging. And it is frustrating to see people's channels blow up just because they start promoting QAnon bullshit or, division. And, lots of activists, lots of people who used to be awake, Mark Dice and many others who were awake now are all division. And they make a lot of money off division. Division is apparently financially lucrative, and promoting the left-right paradigm, it helps. You make money. It helps. People like drama. Why do you guys like drama? Let's think about that in 2019. Why are we drawn to the videos that are drama and not the videos that say, here's how to grow your own food and set yourself free from the system? This is something I've been trying to figure out for a while. But when I do a video talking about Alex Jones or QAnon or, trying to wake people up, people see it as division, and, they don't understand the true purpose, which is just trying to get people to think beyond what they've been shown. Also, at the end of 2018 here, I started focusing on 5G starting in October with confronting the CEO of Verizon and the mayor of Houston right here. And you look at the mayor's face right there. Like, that's the face he makes when you ask him about 5G health concerns. And as they've made it abundantly clear in my subsequent city council visits, they don't care. This guy doesn't care. They're not interested in answering health questions. They're not interested in answering security or privacy concerns, because the mayor and CEO of Verizon, Hans Vestberg, are best buddies, and they go out to dinners and things like that. Another concern of mine in 2018 has been to wake people up to the fact that there are people pushing for a second civil war in the United States, and to warn you guys to avoid it at all costs, because you don't know what you're asking for if you think that this is about to be some like Call of Duty, you're going to go out and be a hero. I think it's going to be much more dangerous than what people are imagining. So let's not fall into that division trap, because the people in control, as always, they create chaos and then they create order out of that chaos. And what do you think a civil war is but anything other than chaos? The Jeffrey Epstein documentary. Thank you guys for helping us get to 114,000 views just in the last couple months. That's a big accomplishment for me because it's a 25-minute documentary. I spent, at least 10, 15, 20 hours researching this, and Jeremy, my editor, he put at least 25 to 30 hours of time into this, editing each bit of information I gave him and following my instructions and dealing with me in general. And so thank you guys for sharing that out there. And I hope you guys are looking forward to what we have coming out with the Finders, because it's going to be something you've never seen. It's really going to be powerful. And speaking of 5G, I was also on Isaiah Factor Uncensored, which is a local news channel here in Houston, and that was cool. It really still hasn't been seen that much, and I'll just say this kind of as an aside, that Isaiah Carey, who's the host of the show here on the Fox 26 channel, he invited me on. He told me it was going to get archived and posted on his website, and then he never did. In fact, they never posted anything from the whole day of the show that I was on, and then they just went right along and started posting other archives from the shows after me. So they just never even posted it, and if it wasn't for a friend of mine who DVR'd this copy that's on the YouTube channel, I would have lost it entirely. So Isaiah was nice enough to have me on the show, but apparently for some reason didn't want it to be on his website. And it could be because I've seen pictures with him hanging out with the mayor, and they seem pretty chummy. So I don't know. I can speculate, but I don't know for a fact. And of course, the Finders investigation, which you guys have just been so supportive of. I'm just so thankful for each of you, and really just can't promise you enough. I thought we could get it out by the end of December, but it's going to be out this week, January 2019. We're going to start the year off strong with a brand new documentary, and then part 2 will be out in February, and then the whole thing, one long film, the final edition, will be screening and premiering, world premiere at Anarchapulco 2019 in Acapulco, Mexico. So stay tuned to that, guys. Got more details on that coming up. Last couple videos here and we're done, guys. I appreciate your patience. My friend Danilo, and aka Peaceful Anarchism, he interviewed Roy Duarte of Cherán, Mexico, the story that many of us have been hearing throughout the year about Cherán celebrating 7 years of their indigenous people revolting and kicking out the police and kicking out the political parties out of their community and retaking it. And just a beautiful example of how communities can take back their own power and live autonomous lives. And so please check that out if you haven't. It's a story worth knowing about. And of course, I'm excited about this. Samuel Konkin, the founder of Agorism, His unfinished final book, Counter Economics, was released, and it is available online. And I did announce in this video my plans and my intentions to finish this book. I don't know if I'll have it ready for Anarchapulco. It's kind of been my habit of the last few years to have a book ready to release at the events I speak at. But I will be finishing this book for him. And it's not going to be exactly like he wrote it. It's going to be my version of what he put forward and updated for the digital age. But I'm really excited about that. And for all the agorist counter-economic nerds out there, go find yourself a copy. Final 2 videos here, guys. I attended the Jeffrey Epstein trial, and I couldn't have done that without you guys. I put up some videos online. I asked for some support, and I got over about $400 worth of support. The ticket, because it was so last minute, was about $430 or something. Got money to help me pay for my Airbnbs, my food. So none of the money had to come out of my pocket because I couldn't afford to do it, but I have the time, the energy, and the skills to do it. And you guys, you made it happen. I mean, amazing. Just thank you so much. And because of that, we were able to show people what really happened at the press conference. I was able to get interviews with the lawyers and with Wayne Madsen and get the first-hand accounts of what took place. So thank you guys for that experience. And the final video I want to cover with you guys is, of course, the Yellow Vest movement taking place in France this year. There's a big movement, big things going on, and I look forward to see how things continue in 2019. And maybe this movement or other movements like it will spread around the world. And perhaps there could be a global awakening. I don't have too much faith in that anymore these days. It just doesn't seem to be going in that direction. But I do think a lot of people are frustrated and upset and pissed, and they want to move on and they want to move to something new. And we have the opportunity to do that. But it's going to take each and every one of us coming together in 2019. Make 2019 the year that you really embrace and chase and live your dreams and your goals. Stop waiting for, the mortgage to be paid off. Stop waiting for whatever it is you're waiting for. Stop waiting and just live the life of your dreams, because I'm not sure that we have so much time to just sit around and chase our dreams and be casual, because the world is heading in a very dangerous place. And unless we come together, it's going to be a rough, bumpy ride ahead. And even if we come together, it'll probably be a rough, bumpy ride, but at least we can go about it together. So that's all I got to say, guys. Please be safe tonight, and whatever your New Year's celebrations are. I'm going to be hanging out here, researching, doing my thing. I don't really go out and party or do anything, but if you do go out, be safe, enjoy yourself, have fun, be with people that you love, and ring in the new year. I'll see you guys in 2019 with lots of more important documentaries, essays, research, rants, and yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for helping me do what I love to do, even in hard times. I look forward to doing this much more in 2019. All right, I think that's it. You guys know the drill. Remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free. Peace.